What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. As you can tell by the title of the video, I have officially seen Spider-Man Brand New Day. I have some thoughts about the movie, just like I do with every other movie I review. And yeah, I'm excited to jump into it and give you guys my thoughts. So let's get into it. Alright, so right out the gate, I have to say, in typical Marvel fashion, this movie is being very, very overrated online. 98% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, 91% critic score, 4.2 on Letterboxd. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't know if there's like some cultural thing I'm just out of, or if my mind is just different than everybody else's. But for whatever reason, when these Marvel movies come out, they just like do so great and everyone loves them. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, for this movie's doing very well. It's supposed to do like $1 billion in its opening weekend. It's gonna be insane. It took me so long to get tickets for this fucking movie. And yeah, so I've seen it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I don't think it's a bad movie by any means. I just don't understand why it's getting the praise that it's getting. And some of the reviews actually have been mixed. I've seen a lot of negative reviews, or at least reviews that are more in line with how I feel about the film. But like, it's Spider-Man. We knew it was going to get glazed. But I gotta be honest, I liked this movie even less than Supergirl. And I really liked Supergirl. And I still like this movie. Again, 3.5 out of 5 ain't bad. But there's just some things in this movie that are just unforgivable. Number one, I want to start this off clean. The main fucking issue with this movie, they showed 90% of this movie in the trailers. Do not go into this movie expecting for some surprises and some surprise guest appearances. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen it all. You've seen everything. There's so much in this movie they should have just kept on the low. I think Punisher they should have kept on the low. The Hulk they should have kept on the low. They should not have told us they were in this movie, because I gotta be honest, those were the big things. Those were the big shocks. And Jean Grey, of course, which they managed to keep out of the trailer, but we already knew it was Jean Grey. Like, so yeah, should have kept. This showed way too much footage in the trailers, just way too much. Which ruined my experience, because I went into this, I was like, oh my, there's going to be so many surprise appearances and cameos and all this shit. And I was not surprised by any of it. There was not a single thing in this movie that shocked me. Secondly, when it comes to the villain, Jean Grey, played by Sadie Sink, we all knew it was going to be her. I gotta say, man, she sucks in this movie. Sucks. Terrible villain. Terrible. I really hope for the next Spider-Man movie we can actually get a Spider-Man villain, because she was not good, man. I mean, she just was so generic and plain. I would say she was probably even worse than Creme of the Yellow Hills for Supergirl, man. This was just a rough villain, man. She spends 90... First of all, she's not in most of the movie. And when you do finally meet her, we find out her motives. They're so derivative of the Spider-Man Miles Morales video. It's literally the same motivations as the Tinker from the Miles Morales game. She wants to take down this big company and this corporation because they killed one of her siblings. And she wants to stop this big bad guy who's running it all. It's literally the exact same thing. And you don't really know much about her. You just, she's Jean Grey, and that her sister was taken in front of her and then eventually killed by this corporation. That's it. That's all you get. The performance is bland. It's literally just Sadie Sink being Sadie Sink. There's nothing villain-esque about her. She doesn't do anything really that cool in the movie, aside from one scene where she lets out like this energy boom from her psychic abilities, and it like freezes half the city. It's the only cool thing she did in this movie. And her and Spider-Man don't even get to fight. Why is she terrible casting choice? Sorry, not a terrible casting choice, terrible character to have in this movie. She should not have been in this movie. She's not a Spider-Man villain. I don't know why she was there. She had nothing to do. Nothing. And I think Scorpion is so underused in this movie. Why? I don't even know why he was in it. I genuinely don't. He does nothing in this movie. You see him in a montage earlier on. By the way, and like all those comic created shots that you see in the trailers, that like are recreating comic covers, that's all quick montage at the beginning. The only one who ends up coming back around is the Hand and Scorpion. You see Scorpion. They have like a little fight scene, which again you see it all in the fucking trailer. I mean, you see they're in the street. Scorpion puts the fucking his tail up to Spider-Man's face. Spider-Man throws him into the cop car and nearly kills him. That's all he is in it. That's all he really does. You see him like one more time getting transported from prison to this other security wing or whatever. That's it. Also, they go around this whole movie. Jean Grey has this ability to mind control within 33 feet of a person. And so they do this goofy thing throughout most of the movie where she's mind controlling these people. And it's just where you see it in the trailer where the people just go, they just throw their heads around and it goes into the next person. And then they start speaking through, or Jean starts speaking through them. It's the goofiest shit I've ever seen. It's so ridiculous. So the half the movie is just random people going, I'm going to get you, Spider-Man. We're coming after you, Spider-Man. It's just so silly. Was not impressed by that whatsoever. Villain was just crap. The villain was crap, unfortunately. The Hulk fight. I want to get into the Hulk fight. Sucked. It's just such a letdown of a fight. First of all, it is such a quick fight. He first fights Smart Hulk. Smart Hulk's the first one who comes out, which I admit they didn't show any of that in the trailer, really. He fights Smart Hulk first. That lasts maybe a minute or two. Not even. Minute 30. Then he fights regular Hulk, which lasts about another minute. And I'm not even kidding. Every bit of that Hulk fight, you saw it all. You saw every minute of the regular Hulk fight in the trailer. Not the Smart Hulk fight, just with regular Hulk. You saw it all. They showed the entire fucking fight in the trailers and the TV spots. I'm sorry. We've seen the entire fight. It lasts it's such a quick fight. He throws Spider-Man out of the building. Spider-Man wraps him around the building with webs, punches him once with the electrical glove, and then Hulk falls out of the building. That's it. It's such a quick fight. It barely lasts. It was cool, I guess, is the novelty of it, just seeing Spider-Man and Hulk clash together and fight. I guess it's cool on that front, but it was so I don't even know why it happened. It didn't need to happen. It was just there once again to get asses in seats. It was nothing more than ticket sale bait. That's all it was. It was just trying to get ticket sales. I don't even know why he was in it. He played such a minute role. He's in the movie for like 5 minutes. Very, very pointless to have him in the movie. I wasn't big on the soundtrack in this movie. First of all, they didn't even use that one badass soundtrack that's in the trailer. I think it's in trailer 2. It's a really, really good soundtrack. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out that trailer. It's such a sick Spider-Man soundtrack. They don't even use it in the movie. They just keep reusing the same fucking Spider-Man soundtrack over and over and over again. So the soundtrack sucked. There were some instances of iffy CG, but a CG doesn't really bother me that much. But there are some moments where the CG's a little that's kind of annoying, I guess. That's pretty much really all I have for complaints. I guess you could say I really wasn't big on any of the action sequences either. I mean, none of them were. None of the action sequences in this movie did nothing I haven't seen before. There's nothing special about them, and there's maybe 3 of them. It's actually surprisingly very little action. I was shocked. For a Spider-Man movie, it's usually they're very action heavy. Not this, man. And it's kind of an issue because the stuff that's not action, which is most of the movie, is nowhere near interesting enough to carry the film to where it's not boring. The movie does get boring. I gotta be honest, the movie gets boring. That's another one of my big problems with the movie. But let's get into the things that I did like. There was quite a few things. First of all, Tom Holland, great. He does a fantastic job in this movie. He did a very good job at actually making me feel sorry for him. I really did feel very bad for him in this movie. He's lost everything. He's on his own. He's become this more mature Spider-Man to an extent. I might as well say this now. This also pissed him off. He's still Iron Boy Jr. though. He's still using way too advanced tech. He has his own Jarvis system that's a girl. That he's got these fucking lenses that allow him to see shit like Edith, kind of he can scan anybody's face and it just goes into this computer database. His tech is so advanced. It's just he just feels like Iron Boy Jr. in a lot of retrospect. Um, but his performance wise, I think, again, like I said, I thought Tom did a pretty good job of making me feel bad for him. Like I felt bad for Peter in this movie. I really did. I felt sorry for him. He's still not as good as Andrew Garfield. He never will be. Andrew Garfield will always be the best Spider-Man. But Tom has cemented himself better than Tobey. Tom is the second best of the live-action Spider-Man. He's the second best. He's just, I'm not a big fan of Tobey. I never thought he was a great Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield will always be my Spider-Man. But Tom is definitely second best. Surprisingly, part that I didn't think I was going to like about the movie that I actually did was the relationship between Peter, Ned, and MJ. I'm not gonna lie, going into this movie, I was like, they're gonna fuck up the ending of No Way Home so bad. They're gonna rinse it. They're gonna ruin it, and it's gonna be like, oh, what the fuck was even the point of that ending? They actually don't. They almost did, but they actually don't ruin the ending of No Way Home. So long story short, he does end up. They do end up finding out that he's Peter, or at least MJ does. MJ ends up finding out that it's Peter, and she doesn't remember him, but she finds out that they knew each other in a past life, I guess you could call it. She finds the note, and they have a good conversation, and he tells her, or she's mad at him because he never came to her, and she's like, that's not your decision to make. It's not your decision to keep me out of it because you wanted me to be safe. That's not your decision to make. And he's like, I know, I lost somebody I loved so much, meaning Aunt May. I didn't want the same thing to happen to you. I'm sorry. And she's like very mad at him about it. And then I forget what he said. I think he says, oh yeah, he ends up confessing that he's like, I love you and I don't want to lose you. And I again, for a second, again, knowing Disney, knowing Sony, knowing Spider-Man and then Marvel and shit, I was like, she's gonna be like, I love you too, and magically remember. She doesn't, actually. I was shocked that they took this route. It's actually a really mature route to take, and they took it. She goes, I'm sorry, I'm not in love with you. I don't remember you. I have no recollection of you whatsoever. I can't be in love with you. I don't know you. And they had this really nice, wholesome moment where he accepts it, he takes her home, and she invites him in, and him and Ned all hang out in the apartment, but he's still Spider-Man. He's dressed as Spider-Man. And they all are just hanging out there building Legos, and they get food or whatever. It's actually this really wholesome scene between just three friends. And I really dug that. I thought that was a really good way to not have it ruin the ending of No Way Home, but also for them to interact in a friendly manner and in a careful manner. I actually was very shocked about what they did there. Easily the best part of this movie, though, is gotta be Punisher. Oh my god, he's so good. His relationship with Spider-Man is so wholesome. It really is like this big brother, little brother relationship. And it just feels so wholesome. It's the best relationship in the MCU since Iron Man and Spider-Man. I gotta be honest. It is such this big brother, little brother wholesome relationship. One of my favorite moments is at the end. Spoiler alert. Not that I haven't spoiled the movie already, but Peter at the very end of the movie gets shot by Punisher by accident. He shoots him in the back. He was aiming for Jean Grey. Spider-Man jumped in front of the bullet and got shot. So Spider-Man ends up in the hospital. Which, by the way, I want to say this real quick. If they had killed him, I would have given Marvel all the flowers. Because that was my prediction, actually. I thought Peter was going to die at the end of this movie. And I thought they were going to do it, man. They didn't have the balls to. But anyway, so all the fans for Spider-Man are sitting outside of the hospital. And he needs to get out of there without being swarmed. So Punisher puts on the mask and the costume and is up at the top, up at the top of the hospital, and he's like waving his hand saying hi to everybody so that way Peter could get out. It was just such a wholesome scene. They have this really nice laugh together while Peter's in the hospital bed and Punisher's there with him. Punisher apologizes for what he did, and it's just such a wholesome moment. They have so many great moments throughout this movie. Punisher elevates this movie so much. If Punisher wasn't in this movie, I probably would have given it like a 2.5. Punisher is so fucking good. Go see this movie for Punisher, man. The highlight, the standout, the best. So great. Yeah, he's just great in this movie. And then I really also enjoyed. I really enjoyed Peter's suit. The suit I thought was really, really good. I've been critical of Tom's suits. I really only liked the Far From Home one, the black and the red. His suit looks great in this. This is definitely the best suit since Andrews and Chasm 2, without a doubt. Very, very good suit. And yeah, that's pretty much, to be honest, really the only other good things I have to say about the film. There was nothing really that great to me aside from Punisher and Spider-Man's relationship, Tom himself, the way they handled the Ned and MJ and Peter, friendship triangle, and I like the suit. Everything else, I really had problems with in this movie, man. It really did. And it sucks. I wasn't expecting this to be a great movie. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as Superman and the Batman, and it's not. It's still a good movie, but it's not great. It's definitely not even, I wouldn't even put it in my top 5 Spider-Man movies. But I would definitely recommend going to see this for Punisher. Go and see it for Tom. That's what's worth seeing for. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to drop a like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.